Sometimes in life, you just have to make your own tools for a job that only you are doing. And that's precisely what I've done here. So, the wheel wells in the camper have this little space where wood is, and I haven't been able to spar urethane it and protect it because I can't get any sanding stuff in there. My air sander, my air belt sander was too small to get in that crevice. I can't use a rotary air sander because the disc ain't gonna fit. Can't really get in there with any regular hand sanders. So I got this 2x4 and this air sander disc that has glue on the back, and I've put it on. I've cut an angle so I can kind of just sweep it back and forth with this leverage here. And I've also stapled it on with, in addition to the glue that's already on the back, to keep it in place. So hopefully I'll be able to sand that troublesome area now. So here's the situation. I got my sanding stick, and this is the area right back here. It's giving me so much guff. The way I see it, if I angle this right, should be able to just mosey this on back and forth and sand that area. It does seem to be working. In fact, some of the areas that I roughed up using that belt tool, I've been able to smooth out a little bit, just giving it some elbow grease. But it's looking pretty good. Just got to do a little bit more and then urethane it. So you can see the corners that I've just urethaned. They're a little bit wider than the surrounding area because surrounding area is 3 coats of urethane versus just this one. But looks like I got enough, like bare wood, to properly urethane in the areas that I was really concerned about. And then I got some spots over there, and then I'm pretty much done with the urethane. So this is the original mattress, or one of the two, that came with the Apache Raven camper. Now, this thing is really, really old, and it's also really, really disgusting. But for the sake of trying to do as much of a close to factory restoration as I can, I'm going to try and clean it. There's a lot of surface area, so I've got myself a rug shampooer, and I've essentially just filled it up with some laundry detergent, which is something you can do. So I'm going to see if maybe I can clean it like this. I was thinking about bringing it to a laundromat and putting it in one of those gigantic washing machines, but I don't know if that's a great idea. And I don't know if this is even a good idea. But we're about to find out because, ew, look at all those stains. Gross. We got to get rid of it. Well, if it works, it ain't stupid, I guess. It's probably going to take several passes to really clean it. But if you look at what it's like before and after, it is, in fact, cleaning it. It's just, well, it's gross, but it works. Alright, so despite the fact that the original mat is a little worse for wear, it still works plenty well for now. It's got ancient duct tape, which I think I'm going to replace that duct tape with some Tyvek tape, because duct tape isn't actually rated for moisture, at least not usually, not the stuff you typically get. So Tyvek tape is, and I think that'll probably be a better solution. It's a little dirty, but nothing that can't be fixed with a little bit of scrubbing. But now, most importantly, I can have all the wires like tucked away underneath this mat, so I don't step on them and accidentally, like yank it and destroy a connection. And that's kind of the main reason why I have it back on. Yeah, the wood is protected underneath, and the wood looks pretty, but this mat is important. It plays a role. After cleaning the mattress, and Sam is helping demonstrate what we've done here. We've used this plastic and sewn up this plastic cover, 1, to help keep the mattress dry from now on, but 2, to create a nice clean barrier between us and the old disgustingness of the fabric, let's be honest. Like, yeah, I went with it with bleach and such, but, just to be safe, we're probably gonna, seal this up real good. But yeah, I mean, the seams and everything went good, and it's like a gigantic pillowcase, but for a mattress. Now, as you can see, it is raining. It won't stop raining, but there's a clear line where I didn't get the waterproofing agent on the canvas, and well, want to take a guess as to which side has the waterproofing and which one doesn't? Seems pretty clear to me that the waterproofing agent definitely works. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty sketchy up here on this ladder, but gotta waterproof the top of this canvas somehow. Oh man, let's hope I don't hurt myself here. Well, it's taken nearly 2 gallons of Starbright to cover every single surface, but I've only got one tiny bit left to cover, and then this entire canvas is waterproofed. If you've ever wondered if Starbright waterproofing agent works on canvas, well, there's your proof. That's all just little water beads. Wow, that works really well. So what we've done with one of the mattresses, and we're going to do the same to the other mattress, is now that we've got it in its big pillowcase, I guess you can call it, we use Tyvek tape to seal up the seams right here. And the reason we're using Tyvek tape instead of duct tape is because duct tape isn't actually moisture rated. Tyvek tape is. And it's the same kind of tape you would use for something like a vapor barrier on your insulation. So this stuff holds pretty darn well. Figure give this a shot instead of permanently sealing it up with a sewing machine. So that way, if we ever need to take the mattress out, we don't have to destroy the cover we made. We got the mattresses back in the camper now, and as you can see, they've got their nice little germ barrier that we've made, and believe it or not, despite their age, these mattresses are still pretty comfortable. They provide a good amount of support and cushion. So, you know, they were cleaned as you saw earlier, and now they're germ barriered, and they're sitting here ready to go. And you know, there's not too much left to do on this camper except a few modernization accessories, such as solar panels, battery banks, and if I'm lucky, perhaps an AC system for the days where it is like right now, where it's scorching hot out. And just like that, tragedy struck as I tried to open up this little panel to let some air in. Oh, the little barbs for the zipper here are just falling off of the canvas where they were attached to. Little tiny pieces of it all over. So I don't think I'm going to be able to zip this thing back up properly. I may have to just sew it permanently for the time being, because I actually don't know how I would even begin to go about repairing that. So I came back into the camper because, you know, these little metal pieces are falling off, and I thought they were just slipping off. But upon closer inspection, they are in fact breaking off, and it looks like it's some sort of like cast aluminum or something. Anywho, you won't be able to repair it just by squeezing the two ends together, because, well, some of them don't have ends to squeeze together. Oh boy. That being said, I do have a plan. I'm gonna get some new zipper. We're gonna remove the old zipper and put the new stuff in, and hopefully we can make it work. So we are currently getting the old stitching out. So if you would look, like in general, like move the headlamp back so we can see what you're doing here. So just rip the seam out like you were doing.
Oh.
So we got to get the old zipper out of there. So we cut the threads, and apparently the canvas is strong enough to just rip the whole thing open out and just give us some clearance to put the new zipper in. So between trying to use that little handheld sewing machine and using some sewing needles with this thread, which is actually really, really good, tough stuff, we had to go another route because the stuff that we were trying to do just wasn't working. So we ended up using a sewing awl, the Speedy Stitcher. Now, this is meant for heavy canvas, leather, and that sort of thing, and uses waxed cotton as its thread. And yes, that means we have to do it all by hand. Progress is slow, but it is being done, and it makes a locking stitch. So it can get, you know, pretty quick once you get in a groove, but that's just the bottom. The top has yet to still be done, but it is getting there. Well, it took many hours to do and hundreds of stitches to make, but the new zipper is in, and it's holding quite nicely. That sewing awl really helped make this process possible. But I'm hoping that's the only one that happens, because there's a lot of zippers on this thing. And I got a feeling that at some point I'm going to be replacing every single one of them relatively soon.